Good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on Thursday, the 5th of January. Morning, Paul. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, not bad. I will be jumping on a plane fairly soon to head off to the States, where I am marketing for a week, going around St. Louis, Boston, Philadelphia, and New York, because America, in my view, Paul, is the land of milk and honey.
Is it now? Okay, very
Now,
good.
that is not the biblical meaning, which I'm sure you're aware of.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it's not the medicinal thinking, because honey is actually quite good for a cough. And I could explain why, but I won't on this podcast. It is simply that I think there's a lot of money in America, and actually there could be a lot of M&A heading towards the UK, and I want to pick up on some of it.
I understand that. Yes.
But you know me, I'll also be talking critical metals and battery metals and looking at transitional energy things, and I talk about all sorts of things when I'm over there. Anyway, that's where I'm going. So you'll be with Ollie for the next 6 days or so.
Very
Turning
good.
to Turning today to today's news, though, again, still a little bit itsy bitsy as we all come back, shall we say, to school, and term starts. It doesn't really start till next week. I'll tell you where I'm going to start with. Just it's a very small little snippet, but it's a company that we've followed for years and years and years, and it's somebody who I have a huge amount of time for. But I see that Stu Crow on Lake Resources has moved from executive chairman to non-exec chairman, which I don't think is a surprise to anybody. Stu's done an amazing job here. He's also, of course, on the board of Atlantic Lithium. He is a man who knows everything about lithium. We've been following him obviously for a long, long time because we've been following lithium for so long. But worth pointing out, I think. Well done, Stu. You've done your bit, and enjoy a bit more time with your family. And now over to you, Paul. What would you like to talk about?
Well, I think the bigger piece of news out in the London market today is this PEA that's come out on the Laguna Verde project of London quoted clean tech, and that has come out with a particular good news there. It supports the battery-grade lithium for European and U.S. markets based on an annual production rate there in the PEA of 20,000 tons of lithium carbonate for a mine life of at least 30 years, just on the measured and indicated portion. The accumulated net cash flows post-tax and royalties would be $6.3 billion on lithium carbonate. The mine development capex just shy of $400 million US, and a post-tax IRR of 45% with a payback period of a year. So this is going to make some really significant money for investors once it's up and operating. So well done them. And they will have PFS out on this particular project. They hope by probably 3 quarters time or so, between third and fourth quarter, I think, of this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Again, a company that we don't act for, but we know the FD very well. We've known him for a very, very long time. Gordon Steen, good guy. I think one of the things that I find is the market actually, Paul, has not marked this up at all. And obviously, I suppose with all of these sort of things, you've got this terrible situation where as you progress from exploration to production, everybody goes, "Oh my God, an awful lot of money is needed." The stock actually did peak at about 60p, and it's actually drifted back down to sort of 37p. I mean, before all the good news was announced, it was trading more like 20p, so it's still been a very good performer. And it's come back, I think, really just generally with all the lithium stocks in general coming back, which they have. So yeah, you see it as very good news, and I don't disagree with you, but the market obviously is a bit more cautious. And I think, as everybody knows, we are a little bit cautious about lithium stocks. Full stop at the moment. I dare say at some stage we may turn much more positive again. Okay, what else you got, Paul?
Oh, not too much otherwise in the news markets wise here. We've got TSX listed Cordoba Minerals. They have accepted a $10 million bridge loan from JCHX Mining Management with an interest rate of 12% per annum on the first 12 months term and 14% on a remaining 6-month term. And this bridge loan is simply in order to carry them or make continuous their working capital commitments as they work on their flagship Alacran project, which is a major porphyry project in Colombia. So it's essentially just managing the working capital cash flows, which has been made possible by this bridge loan here.
That's what every mining company has to do, Paul. Very good. If that's all there is out there, there's not much else. I mean, in terms of commodities, the main commodities actually aren't in the mining space that people are talking about, by the way. They're obviously in the oil and gas space, where we have got, natural gas prices still falling very hard in Europe, but even in the US as well, actually. But even in the UK, they've fallen right back down to 151 from a peak of over 600, and back to the almost sort of normal levels that we've been seeing. And Brent crude, we've got at $78 as well. Actually, seeing those come back is obviously very good news in general for economies. And obviously, everyone at the moment, all news is dire out there, isn't it, Paul? It's all terrible. But remember, markets always trade about 6 to 12 to maybe 18 months ahead of reality. And so they're looking through all of the bad news at the moment, saying, what is it going to look like as we go into 2024? And the market's taking the view that it'll look an awful lot better. And on that note, I'll leave you. I'll go off to the States and I'll let you talk with Ollie for the rest of the next 8 days or so, Paul.
Very good. See you then.